Today, I'm going to be sharing what you need to shift before you quit, right? If you, for some reason, do not know who I am, I want to take a moment and thank you for taking the time to watch this. If this that has to have been something already swirling for you that interested you in hearing more about this topic, and I want to encourage you to watch this all the way through and get whatever it is that you were supposed to get because you were enticed to hear this particular message on this day, whatever the day is, for whatever reason. And if you happen to be new to me, I'm Danielle the coach. I'm a certified life and leadership coach. And my pride and joy is supporting and helping and coaching millennial entrepreneurs with breaking up with the status quo and unapologetically creating the life of their wildest dreams, their way, on their terms, period. One of the things, a couple of ways that I support my clients is helping them get clarity on what's next, right? Um, there's a lot of things that may swirl for my millennial entrepreneurs, who most times are creatives, who are absolute go getters, world changers, game changers, life changers, all of the things, right? And what I know is that a lot of that can cause confusion, uncertainty, and allow you to be in a space where you feel stuck because you're unsure about what the right decision is, what the right answer is for you in this season. So instead of trying something, you do nothing and you stay swirling and spinning in the same circles and on the same hamster wheel that is driving you insane, right? And it's absolutely no longer serving you. So I help my clients get clear if they don't have the vision about what's next. For those that do have the vision, it may be straddling the fence and working in their business to a degree. They're already entrepreneurs, but they also are still juggling a 9 to 5. They're juggling their career. I help them put together their exit strategy so that they can quit with confidence when they are ready, right? It's one thing to be fed up and make a decision, on a whim, a life changing, life altering decision and taking, a risk. But there's another thing to take a calculated risk, right? And have a well thought out exit strategy in place that doesn't have every single step that you're going to need to take to get from where you are to where you want to be, but it gives you some security, it gives you some surety, and it gives you some confidence on the direction that you're going to be going, right? I just talked about the crew who has all of these ideas swirling. This particular type of client of mine, they have tunnel vision, and we narrow it down even more so that they are clear on who it is that they are, where they're going, and the beginnings of the steps that they're going to take to get there. The third type of support that I provide my clients is for the full time entrepreneur. They are a leader in their own right, they're a business person, they also have a life, right? They're a human being and they're a person. And a lot of times, my full time millennial entrepreneurs are doing all the things business and killing the game in their own lane. But on the personal front, things aren't as sexy. And so there's balance that's missing and they've lost control. And so I support them in regaining control and taking back control of their life and repositioning some things for them to be able to live a life that they love, that is and has been created by them and for them, like their way. In my space, you get to do it your way. So I say all that to say I help my clients gain clarity about what's next, gain the confidence to quit, and also establish a balance in their life as full time entrepreneurs. If you happen to be here with me live, do me a big favor and type quit in the comments, QUIT. If you happen to be watching the replay, do me a favor and drop hashtag replay in the comments so that I know you came through and watched, and I'll come back through and show you some love as well. All right. So, again, today I'm talking about what to shift before you quit. Before I dive into it, I want to make an invitation. If you are in any of the categories that I just described, as a millennial entrepreneur, whether you are aspiring, already doing the things part time entrepreneurship wise, or you're a full time entrepreneur and you're looking to make some shifts, either it's getting clarity about what's next for you, it's establishing and developing the confidence to quit, and reframing boundaries in your life, so that you're now in control of your life instead of being controlled by all of the things and responsibilities that life, um, leadership, and entrepreneurship are throwing at you. If that's you and you're looking to make some shifts and some adjustments, and you're also interested in having a non judgmental, support space and accountability, system in place to help you get from where you are where you really want to be, I want to make an invitation for you to apply to have a complimentary strategy session with me to see what next might look like for you. So if that is you, I want you to go to daniellethecoach.com/apply. Now, let me tell you who this is not for. This is not for you if you're just looking to make an ordinary like career change, right? To move from one job to the next. No, this is for millennial entrepreneurs, new and existing, established, and aspiring, right? There's a spectrum. But this is for my entrepreneurs because it's a different flex, the journey that you're either already on or that you're about to embark on. Millennial entrepreneurs are who I am here to serve. So I want to be crystal clear about that. I also want to let you know that this call is not a event session. It is not a free coaching call. It's a strategy session for me to learn more about who you are, what you got going on, and what next might look like. And if I feel like that you're a good fit for what I do and how I serve my clients, I may make an invitation for you to work with me. So I just want to manage your expectations up front so that when we get on the phone, you already know what's up, right? I believe in being open, honest, and transparent when it comes to that. So the root of me being in the space of doing what I'm doing now and serving who I'm serving now was because I was actually my first client. I lived it. I was a six-figure millennial entrepreneur. I had a business, um, while working in my full-time government job over the years, and I found myself feeling uncomfortable, like frustrated. Just I was just tired of being tired. I was physically tired. I had a crazy, hellish commute. I was mentally tired of playing the game and managing the politics that come with, the corporate space, the government space. But there was also something else happening in me that was draining me as well, and it's that I was being called to more, and it was even more than even the business that I already had, right? And so I began to do the work to figure out how I could break free from the monotony and the rut that I was in, even though I was making great money. I had a lovely lifestyle that I had afforded myself. Um, Even had a mortgage, I had a house, I had responsibilities. And I was able to just kind of take a chill pill and really step back from the madness, step back from what I felt like was the crazy, and get out of my head and figure out a game plan for me, right? In order to shift into a life that I enjoy waking up to every day. I know I got to get up and go work in some capacity. Does it mean I have to go work for somebody else? No, right? But I'm skilled, I'm marketable, I got options. But I also felt like I was called entrepreneurship in a different capacity than the space that I was already working in with my very first business. And so I wasn't sure like how to go about that. Some of the things that were swirling for me were, okay, I have about 12 years of, professional experience, especially in the government space, right? I've developed subject matter expertise in a couple of areas, right? Not necessarily wanting to do anything with any of those specifically. So I felt like if I did something different, I would have to potentially start from scratch. And that's scary when you're making six figures and thinking about having to basically go back and be on the bottom of the totem pole after working hard, putting in time, developing a rapport and reputation, you know the lay of the land. When you speak, people listen. That takes time, right? It takes dedication. And to know that you are there and then to potentially say, you know what, I'm good on that. I'm going to throw all of that away. It's a different flex. And it can play games with your mind if you are not in the right space. And so there's a couple of things that I needed to shift and that I did shift in order to allow me to be positioned to quit with confidence. And I'm going to share a couple of those things with you in this video. Before I dive into that, what I want to do is to remind you, and if you're just joining, I have a couple of strategy sessions on my calendar available for my goal-getting millennial entrepreneurs, new and aspiring, who are looking to quit what's no longer serving them with confidence. If you know that you are called to more, you know that there is more out here for you to do. You know that where you are is not where you're going to retire, not where you want to retire. And you know that the life that you're living now is not even scratching the surface of what you know in your heart, in your gut is possible for you. This is for you, especially for my millennial entrepreneurs that are managing business as well as managing and juggling a 9 to 5 as a career professional. You've got 10, 15, maybe even 20 years in the game, right? You got time in the game. You know what you're doing. You've been around the block a couple of times. Like, there's nothing new about you in the professional and corporate space, right? You've got time in the game, you've got skin in the game. And so you're probably making about six figures, if not over six figures. And so there's something that's keeping you stuck from making the leap into full time entrepreneurship, which is what you really, really, really want to do. Now, if you are looking to continue to straddle the fence, this isn't for you, right? This is for my entrepreneurs that know that one day they want to take the leap into full-time entrepreneurship and they want to be able to do it with confidence, right? Confidence that you don't have now. This is for you. If you know that you want to straddle the fence and you're one of the ones that I want to do both, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. This is just not for you. That's all I'm saying. I understand both sides, but I am here to serve and support and hold accountable those who have made a decision on the inside that I won't be retiring from here and I won't be here much longer, right? But I don't want to just rip the band-aid off without without calculating the cost and being confident about the risk that I'm getting ready to take. That's who this is for. So if that is you, I want you to go to daniellethecoach.com/apply. And I'll drop it in the comments after the live is over. And I want you to go to daniellethecoach.com/apply and complete the questionnaire. And what's going to happen is we're going to have you're going to have a complimentary strategy session. And we'll talk through what next might look like for you. And if I feel like you're a good fit for what I offer, and that we can really make some waves working together, then I may make an invitation for you to work with me. I just want to put that out there, okay? So go to daniellethecoach.com/apply. If you want something different, you got to do something different. Okay, so why we are here in the first place, right? What you need to shift before you quit. The first thing is your mindset. You got to think and believe bigger than what you have been, right? A lot of times my millennial entrepreneurs kind of get stuck in limbo because they've seen one thing for so long. They've believed one thing for so long, and they have outside voices telling them and reiterating the same theme and things for so long. That's what you have come to believe. That no, you can't do it. No, you can't leap and land on both feet, or maybe land on one foot but still have some balance. That you have to retire from your good government job. You know, you're crazy to leave your good government job and give up your good government benefits and whatever else. That you're crazy for leaving your six-figure um, income, your six-figure salary to go start a business where you don't even have one client left. You're crazy for not continuing to straddle the fence and divvy up your time between business and this job that is literally draining the life out of you. You understand? It's one thing if you're working in a, a relatively healthy work environment. It's understandable straddling the fence and allowing your job to fuel and fund your business and your entrepreneurial endeavors, right? I totally get it. I totally get it. But there are some of my millennial entrepreneurs out here that are working in spaces that are toxic. They're no longer serving you. It takes so much for you to get up out the bed in the morning, even if you work remotely. You loathe getting out of the bed Monday through Friday to even sign on, log on, or show up to the place that is paying you all this money, right? That is a hard life. Ask me how I know, right? I'm speaking from experience. And so, yeah, it's a bit unconventional. It's absolutely a different flex. But if that's you, I want you to know that I see you, I know you, I understand you, and there is relief in store for you, right? You can do something different and be successful if you decide to, right? And I know that you may be the only one in your space thinking that, which is why I am here and why I do what I do, because I know. I know what that I know what that flex is like. And a lot of times we are the ones that have to make believers out of those that we know, love, and trust the most, right? Because we're the ones defying the status quo, doing something a little bit differently, because that is what our heart desires, and just continuing to do the monotonous things that most people do around us and most people that came before us subscribe to and submitted to, like that is like a death sentence for us. Like unable to can, not willing to do it. I'm gonna bust out this joint somehow, some way, right? And so I am here to support you with doing it in a calculated way, right? Before it gets so rough that you just gotta throw in the towel. When it's almost like when it's really like too late. So shifting your mindset now and beginning to counteract those thoughts that you have held and taken on and believed to be true for so long is going to be key to you shifting and being able to quit with confidence a lot sooner than you may think. The second thing you got to shift is your motivation. Like what motivates you, right? What is motivating you to do something different? Is it money? Is it impact? Is it purpose? I know for me, one of the conversations I had with self sitting at my desk in my last job was I want to do something different for work and in life, period. But I don't want to do just anything different because what I am confident in is that if I just go take another job, I will be in the same position with the same feeling and the same headaches, still feeling like I'm withering away 90 days or 6 months from now because I did it maybe just for money or just to put a band aid over whatever I'm experiencing now, right? And I was self aware enough to know that I could not, at that season in my life and career, take just any old job. Gone were the days where that would have been acceptable for me. At that point in my life, I needed to do something that had an impact and it brought me joy. And that's when I really had to take a deep breath. And I felt like I was really complicating things because it's just like, man, well, like that's a lot of work to figure out like what brings me joy and what can I do that brings me joy and has an impact. That is when I started thinking about that, that's when the game started to change for me. Because I deserve to like what I do, but I have to get up and do every day. And that's not to say that it won't come without challenges and complexities. No, but the challenges and complexities hit different when I at least like what I got to get up and do anyway in the first place, right? If I'm loathing it regardless, it makes for a very painful life that you got to live, especially in the place where you spend the majority of your time. And that's in doing whatever kind of work that it is that you do. So assessing what your motivation is, shift your motivation. If your motivation has been money, well, maybe a conversation I had with myself was like, why am I getting up every day, commuting 2 hours each way to a job that I do not like? Why am I doing this? And the response to self was, I'm a slave to money. I was making good money and I had a mortgage to pay, right? But when I became conscious of that, I said, is that what I'm going to settle for? Am I not capable of doing something else and still like surviving and maintaining my responsibility? Is there not more to this? So really consider like what it is that you're motivated by. Is it the money? Maybe you need to shift that. Find another motivating factor and see what that opens up for you. See what that shifts for you. And the last thing that I want to note that you need to shift before you quit is your muse. Yes, your muse. What is your inspiration for doing what it is that you do right now, right? Is it to appease your leadership? Is it to cater to your team, right? Is it to continue donning letters of the organization that you might work for, right? Is it some type of esteem that you feel like you have that you may actually have, right? And that you value? What is your muse? What are you being, what are you inspired by that's keeping you doing what it is that you're doing? And what new muse might you have, right? Who else might inspire you to do something different and make a living off of it and still be successful? For me, it's you, my millennial entrepreneurs. You are my muse because I know and I understand the frustration. I understand the journey. But what I understand most is purpose. And I know that the people that I am here to serve and support and hold accountable have a purpose that's so much bigger than them, so much bigger than what meets the eye. And the magnitude of the force that we are when we work together to get you unstuck, to get you clear, to get you confident, and to get you balanced. When we're done working together, people have three options. They can get on board, they can get left behind, or they can get bulldozed because you're on a mission. You know who you are, you know who you're here to serve, you know where you're going, and you're doing the work, taking one step at a time and getting clearer and clearer by the day and by the step on how you're going to get there. Period. You are my muse. So, my question to you is, who is your muse? And don't beat yourself up if you don't have the answer right away. There's some work that you can do around that, and that's the type of things that I support my clients with, right? So the three things again: shift your mindset, shift your motivation, and shift your muse. Hone in on those things before you pull the trigger and you quit, and that is going to help you become positioned or primarily positioned to quit with confidence. You're still here rocking with me. Thank you. Before I end this particular video, I want to make the invitation one more time for my millennial entrepreneurs that are straddling the fence, balancing and juggling, I should say, um, their business as an entrepreneur as well as their career, still managing the 9 to 5, doing all the things right, maybe even juggling family as well. I want to make an invitation for you. If you know that you ultimately want to be able to quit that 9 to 5 with confidence and step powerfully and confidently into full-time entrepreneurship, I want you to go to daniellethecoach.com/apply. What you're applying for is to have a complimentary strategy session with me. And we're going to talk about what you have going on, because you're going to give me an opportunity to learn more about where you are and what you're looking to do, the type of support that might be best for you. And if I feel like you're a good fit to work with me and with what I have to offer, I may make an invitation for you. So I want to manage your expectations up front. And I want to let you know that the invitation won't be free and it's not going to be cheap either. However, you're already in the space where investing and doing something different is a part of who you are. So the flex isn't that much different for you. You already know what it is. It's a matter of finding the right support and the right accountability to invest in, to add to your team, to add to your personal board of directors so that you can get out here and kill it unapologetically, right? So if that's you, head to daniellethecoach.com/apply. Get on my calendar, and I look forward to talking to you soon. And I'm also going to put it below in the chat. I'll see you next time.